Every man has his own way of making it to Miller time.
Jim, let's leave a few for tomorrow and head on in.
Yeah. Looks like it's Miller time.
Miller time. It's the easy coming on of night when your time becomes your own. It's the faces, voices, and laughter of your friends. It's you just being yourself. Miller time. That's when you head for a cold Miller High Life beer. When you've got time to appreciate the difference between a good beer and a great beer.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller tastes too good to hurry through. When it's time to relax, one beer says
Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
if you've got the time, Miller's got the beer.
Next Saturday, get into the spirit with NCAA basketball on CBS Sports as the Wildcats of the University of Kentucky, armed with the height and strength that make them a contender for the national title, take to the court against the Ohio State Buckeyes, who boast strong rebounding, skilled ball handling, and the home court advantage. Now, through the national championship, get into the spirit with NCAA basketball here on CBS Sports.
All right, we want to welcome back the other group watching the Atlanta-Houston game right now. We're going to pick up our scores here in New York. The St. Louis Cardinals again over the New England Patriots, 27-20. So the Cardinals, with a split personality, finally win big on the road. Tampa Bay over New Orleans, 31-14. The Buccaneers have had all kinds of trouble on carpet on the road, but not today, even though Archie Manning-DeHardy had the Saints ahead. Then it was Doug Williams on the comeback after George Rogers got this score for the Saints. Dougie just picked it up, Irv, and he really took charge, going to Kevin House.
Nice catch. Watch this. Great concentration right at his ankles.
Might have been a two-hopper, huh? Here's Doug now. 2 yards, scrambling on in, and Tampa Bay led it by 3, 17-14. And after that, Doug Williams off a play fake went to Gordon Jones, 4-yard touchdown, and the Buccaneers now are tied for first with Minnesota and Detroit in the NFC Central. Cincinnati and Cleveland. And the final in that game was 41-21. Another big, big day by quarterback Kenny Anderson. 26 of 32 and 4 touchdowns. And Pete Johnson just keeps running them up, doesn't he? Now, here's one of them. Anderson going to Chris Collinsworth. 39-yard score here for the Bengals. And Forrest Gregg has got this team moving for the playoffs. Here's the combination again. Anderson to the rookie Collinsworth. This one a 7-yarder. It was 21-0, and finally Brian Sipe got something going.
One way to get back in the game quickly with Cleveland, of course, is to come back through the air. Hits Ricky Feature there for a 30-yard touchdown.
And then it was big Pete Johnson again. 15 touchdowns on the season, and Cincinnati wins big 41-21. Los Angeles shut out by Pittsburgh 24-0. Franco Harris was the big star in that game. Franco, did they give up that easily?
To tell you the truth, no, not really. They're pretty tough, and they were hitting pretty good out there. They're a tough physical team, and even though we had some big plays, they were tough, and they're very physical.
And then it was Franco Harris for a touchdown early. And, Franco, I want you to tell us about this 51-yard
run.
run.
I played a time before that, and I really got stuck. I mean, they really hit me good on that play. And they call it again, and in my mind I was saying, oh, no. But as it turned out, we just caught them in the right defense, and the hole was there, and it was just clear sailing from there.
Big loss for the Rams. Watch Hayden pull out. 8-yard pass. Jack Ham on the interception. Ham runs it back inside the 5, but Hayden is injured trying to make the tackle. You'll see the action right here. Hayden is coming over. Banaszak on the block. Hayden leaves the game, does not return. And then Terry Bradshaw, pick it up and tell us about your TD.
It was a smash with the inside guy on a bow out and the outside guy coming in. And what they did, they blitzed the safety. And I blitz control the slot when they come with the safety blitz. And just a good catch by Swan. That wasn't a pick. If it had been a pick, we'd have been in a little tighter. Of course, you know, we don't pick. You know, that's illegal.
Don't count that old guy out. Those Steelers are rolling again. 24-0 on a shutout. Now, San Francisco leading the Giants 14-3. If the 49ers win it, they're going to wrap up the NFC West. Elsewhere, San Diego over Denver right now, 27-10. Chuck Muncie has scored 4 touchdowns in that game, all of them on runs. He now has 18 rushing touchdowns for the season. Seattle over Oakland. Oh, how far the Super Bowl champs have fallen now. It is 10-3 in the third quarter of that game. And Atlanta in a wild one down there. They lead Houston 24-3. Steve Bartkowski limbered up and threw a couple of 43-yard bombs. Now, for those of you who joined us late, let me quickly recap 3 scores that you might have missed. Green Bay over Minnesota, 35-23, knocks the Vikes out of sole possession of first in the NFC Central. Buffalo over Washington, 21-14, so the Bills continue to stalk now the Jets and Miami in the AFC East, and the Jets shut out the Colts 25-0, and technically now they are in first place in the AFC East. And the NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
Tonight at Archie Bunker's place, Stephanie's father shows up to a warm welcome. And on One Day at a Time, Barbara tries juggling 2 dates on the same night.
I test you.
Okay, that does it. No good night kiss for you.
Then on Alice, when Vera's friend gives Mel a rubber check, she makes good by cleaning Mel's apartment. And don't miss the gala opening of the George Jefferson Museum. Then Trapper and Gonzo help a woman prisoner give birth.
You know, I'm a mother. I got right.
All tonight following 60 Minutes. This is CBS.
This is the CBS News special report. From New York, here is Charles Osgood.
Good afternoon. There are several major news developments today. First, Richard Allen, President Reagan's national security advisor, announced that he's taking an administrative leave pending the investigation of his taking of money from a Japanese magazine. Bob Shackney has the latest in the Allen affair.
Richard Allen made his announcement in a televised interview program, NBC's Meet the Press.
The interest in this case has developed to an extent where great pressures have been brought to bear on the White House. In recognition of this, I have spoken with the President yesterday, requested that he grant me administrative leave until such time as the Justice Department has completed its investigation.
Allen says he expects the Justice Department investigation to vindicate him, and that he wants to return to his White House post. But Allen was unable to clear up one mystery today. Who wrote the number 10,000 on the envelope he says contained only $1,000? When he got the envelope back in January, Allen says there was no writing on it at all. Robert Shackney, CBS News, Washington.
In a crowded street in downtown Damascus, Syria, a booby-trapped car exploded today with devastating effect. 64 people killed, another 135 injured. The Syrian government blames it on a radical group called the Muslim Brotherhood. Off Catalina Island, California, actress Natalie Wood has died in what appears to be an accidental drowning. She was 43 years old. David Dow has the story.
Searchers at Catalina Island found the body of Natalie Wood floating just offshore this morning, an apparent drowning victim. She had sailed to the island with her husband, actor Robert Wagner, aboard the couple's yacht. Authorities said the actress apparently tried to return to the yacht last night, alone, in an inflatable motor launch. What happened isn't known. The boat was found afloat near the body. Today, Ms. Wood's distraught husband returned to their Beverly Hills home to receive a constant stream of mourners. The couple had been popular fixtures in Hollywood, grand marshals in the 1979 Christmas parade. As an actress, Ms. Wood rose to prominence with Miracle on 34th Street, and through the years had been nominated for 3 Academy Awards. David Dow, CBS News, Hollywood.
I'm Charles Osgood, CBS News. We'll have more on these and other developments later on the CBS Sunday Night News.
This has been a CBS News special report.
A giant crane, a tough train, steel hauler with a powerful locomotive hauling a long line of cars, steel hauler, and a giant crane that your child controls. Watch him hoist up that steel and go to it, and lower the crane, and let her go. Steel hauler, and there's more to do. Swing that boom. Unload those heavy barrels.
Now get a $5 refund direct from Tyco when you buy the steel hauler set. See TV Guide and People for details.
At JCPenney Auto Centers, we won't steer you wrong. We will steer you to the amazing JCPenney Mileage Maker XP All-Season Steel-Belted Radial for great traction in any road conditions. And right now, save $40 to $100 on a set of 4. The Mileage Maker XP with the unique interlock block tread. Season in, season out. The only tire you need. Only at JCPenney.
JCPenney Auto Centers. We won't steer you wrong.
When your financial plan helps you keep up so inflation won't get you down.
You really believe in those IDS ideas.
When her hard work earns a degree, but your investments help pay for it.
You really believe in those IDS ideas.
Good money ideas from your IDS representative. When they help you reach your goals.
You really believe in those IDS ideas.
Ideas to help you manage money from IDS.
Welcome back to the Astrodome in Houston. Pat Summerall with John Madden. Atlanta Falcons 24-13 over Houston. There is Tony Fritsch. That's a very unusual person. Number 1, he's a kicker. Number 2, he was discovered in Austria by the Dallas Cowboys kicking caravan. Tom Landry and Ermal Allen. And, of course, he started off with Dallas. And he has a very unusual experience, which we talked to him about before. And here's what Tony has to say about what happened to him when he was a Cowboy.
Well, one day I walked into a football game, and in the front of me was Raphael Wright, 6'6", and me 5'7", and behind me was Chet Rabu, 6'6". And I walked through the gate, and the guy, he grabbed me and said, "What the hell are you doing here? You cannot sneak in here. You need a ticket for this." I said, "Wait a minute. You need me later on? Maybe I can win a game." And from this time on, you know, I already carried always a passport with me to go to the game in the case. You never know in this business with 5'7" tall only.
Tony Fritsch, age unknown, ability unquestioned.
He sure has a lot of power. This lady said he carries his passport with him. I wonder if he meant his pass, his game pass. I used to always wear it on the sideline for the same reason. They wouldn't believe I was a coach either.
Oh, why not?
Say, I know, looking at that guy, he doesn't belong here.
And I confirmed something, John, at the half while we were away, that Mick Luckhurst is hitting that ball low and up on top and all restricted and constricted on purpose so he doesn't kick it deep back to Tullis and Roaches. See if he still does it.
Probably why he was smiling,
I guess. Yes, he does it again. That's Tim Wilson, who returns the kick. Lyman White was down to hit him first. Falcons thought they might have had a shot at that one.
Look at this, the average yards on first down. Atlanta has averaged 12.3 per play on first down, and Houston only 2.6. And that is usually an indicator of who's winning the game.
It makes things a lot easier if you get a first down, or if you average a first down plus on every first down, doesn't it?
Well, you don't get no second and long and third and long, which are really tough in today's football.
Oilers open with 3 wide receivers, 1 lone running back, Earl Cantlin. Stabler looking for Casper, got it. And
big, strong Dave Casper. They got him, but they had a tough time getting him down. Al Richardson, the first man over there.
They never did get him down until after the whistle blew. That was the other thing that I liked about Dave Casper. We used to tell him, get the ball, get in the open field, and take off like a runaway freight. And I'll tell you, he can do that. Watch, it's a little check out to the right. He throws it, and now watch him turn up. Boom, keep going, Dave. Head up, keep those legs driving. That's it. Watch him. They still hit him all over. They still have a heck of a time getting him down.
Now he's limping a little bit. Why did the Raiders get rid of him, John?
I'm not sure. I think they did get a 2 firsts and a second for him, and that's probably the reason. I'm sure they didn't want to.
Earl Campbell stopped by Jeff Yates, but Earl is very close to a first down. And from the reaction of the crowd, and now the referee, he does have it. Opening seconds of the third quarter, with Atlanta leading here 24-13. Seattle leading there 17-3.
And maybe there they wouldn't mind having Casper back.
I would think anybody would like to have a man of that desire and ability. Ken Stabler, first and 10 at the 40. Stabler gives Campbell again. He breaks behind one of his offensive guards. Shifts to his left and picks up about 8. Al Richardson made the tackle, but Campbell looks like he got some rest at the half.
See how those arms are? You see how they're turned in like that? They're always that way. They can't straighten. He can't straighten his arm. When his first child was born, it was a daughter. He went to the hospital, and the first thing that he wanted to check was if she had straight arms or not.
It's not because of an injury then.
No. He was born that way.
Second down and 4 at the 47. It'll be Earl Campbell again. Earl gets outside midfield, very close to a first. Fulton Kuykendall on the bottom of the pile. He did get the first. And now Seattle has scored again. They lead 24-3. There's Dave.
See those crooked arms he has? He's straight. They don't straighten. They're in the bent position. Anyway, he had the doctor check, and the doctor said, I can't check yet. She's still in the fetal position.
Casper limped off, and now he's back not limping. Stabler appears to be calling an audible. On first, he throws back to Campbell. They swarm on him in a hurry. Jeff Murrow led the defense. Kuykendall again came in to help out.
They're talking about leading the defense. I think that as far as swarming a running play, getting a lot of red jerseys to the run, I think Atlanta is probably the best in the National Football League.
Well, we saw a couple of college teams with swarming defenses yesterday, didn't we? Atlanta and Auburn. I know you know Bear Bryant, and we'd like to extend our congratulations to him, too.
I'll tell you, what a great coach he is and a great person. I know when I first started coaching, I used to love to listen to Bear Bryant speak at clinics.
Second and 13 from the 48. Campbell again on the draw, and nothing doing. He didn't get back to where the first down marker was originally. Jeff Yates and Kuykendall again lead the defensive charge.
And the fans are starting to boo. I think they think that they're going to that draw or delay to Campbell a little too much, and I may agree with them.
Well, they had said they might throw it 50 times today. Open it up a little bit.
Well, they better start.
Well, they threw it 27 times in the first half. Stabler did 15 out of 27, and he is starting and going. Johnson, the defender. Pass was now called incomplete as Burrow came down out of bounds.
He must have been, because Kenny Johnson really had great coverage on him. The ball was a little short. Let's watch it. Burrow, number 00, is the outside man there. Kenny Johnson is running step for step with him. Now watch, Johnson is watching Burrow. Burrow's watching the ball. Johnson looks up. Burrow comes back underneath, but watch that left foot hit out of bounds.
Scott Warner back deep now as Parsley will punt. Hangs it high. Good kick from that part of the field. Warner coming over to catch it. And handles at the 20 and handles it well, and that's why he's there. Very rarely does he ever drop it. So Atlanta will take over with their first offensive effort of The second half, they lead Houston 24-13 in the third. They'll have the ball at their own 21.
You're looking at a remarkable new V8 power system for 1982, and only Cadillac has it. HT 4100 with digital fuel injection, 4-speed automatic overdrive, and V8 smoothness. The new HT 4100 is standard on Fleetwood Bromes and DeVilles, the front-wheel drive Eldorado, and the top-of-our-line Seville. Whichever model you choose.
I'll tell you, we never realized golf was such a tough game.
Hey, it's a lot easier hitting a quarterback than a little white ball. So us Linksters drink light beer from Miller.
Not just because light tastes great, but because it's got a third less calories.
Feeling under par on the two of us right after Private Benjamin.
At the Astrodome in Houston, Pat Summerall with the man who won Super Bowl 11 as the coach of the Oakland Raiders, John Madden. Here's William Andrews, one of John's favorite players.
He is. I really enjoy watching him play, and I enjoy talking to him, and he's a type of player that this is all about. Someone who plays football, and he loves it. He really enjoys playing. He has a lot of spirit and life in him, and I'll tell you, that guy we're seeing there, 78, Mike Kent, he does a great job of blocking. I couldn't get 78 out.
Second and 6 at the 25. Junior Miller goes in motion, and now it's Lynn Kane in motion. Just briefly. Kennard, first man to make contact. Was it Kane or Andrews? It was Andrews, wasn't it? It was Kane, the ball carrier, and Andrews, the blocker.
Excuse me.
I was just going to say 31 and 21 sometimes look alike. Not an excuse.
We were talking about the swarming of the Atlanta defense, but this Houston defense also is swarming.
3 wide receivers. 4 down linemen for Houston. Markowski has Miller, and Miller with a lot of room. Junior Miller puts it in Houston territory.
You talk about a tight end that runs like a runaway freight train. Watch Junior Miller here. He runs it in. We see it right in the middle of the screen. Catches a ball. Geez, that was a great catch and concentration. Watch him turn upfield. There is someone that isn't much fun to tackle, and Mike Reinfeld took the low angle, which was smart. Now watch the blocking here by Mike Kemp, the left tackle, 78. It's a stunt. He gets that hand up there. Watch how those shoulders are square, feet, knees are bent, always behind, and just turns that defender right inside. That's what makes completions possible.
First and 10 at the 48. Here's another completion. Alfred Jenkins has about 9, stretching out as far as he can stretch that body. Bill Kay, the tackler, stretched out of his shoes.
Say that. How come people always wear bigger size socks than they do shoes? You have a size 9 shoe and you wear 11 socks.
I think it has something to do with the metric system. Second and 3, they say, at the 41. So they give him 7. Wide left is Wallace Francis. Warren Bryant, I believe, missed the snap count and went early.
Looks like a whole bunch of them went early, but I'm sure you're right. Once those offensive linemen get set in that three-point stance, they can't move. The defense can move and jump back. The offense can't move.
False start. 66 offense. Still second down.
Lawrence Bryant is the man they blamed.
You don't miss one of those guys, Pat.
I want to give them all credit and all recognition. They got the toughest job, certainly one of the toughest in football. Three wide receivers again. Draw play. Andrews and nothing doing. Maybe he struggled for one. Greg Bingham, who is the Oilers' leading tackler this year, is the man who made the tackle.
Play isn't working for the Oilers either. I mean, the Falcons and the Oilers have both tried that unsuccessfully, that draw play on second and long, and the defense just isn't buying it today.
Right now, it's third and long. 3rd and 7 at the 45. 7:45 left to play third quarter. 24-13 Atlanta. Blitz coming. Quickly out to Francis. And Francis breaks away from 2 or 3 and struggles for the first. Good individual effort. Carter Hartwig finally got him down.
That was a great effort here by Wallace Francis. Now watch Bartkowski here. It's a blitz. He sees that he has to get rid of the ball quick. Right timing, right in there to Wallace Francis. He doesn't have the first down yet. He keeps going. You see that red marker over there? He looks at it, and then this next fall right there will get him up for the first down. Boom!
All the way down to the 37. 1st and 10 Atlanta. Falcons with a tough road ahead of them, but it's all in their hands. Can't find any place to go. Robert Brazil from the other side, Jesse Baker from the strong side, and they throw him back. Kane has been bothered by a pulled hamstring, and he doesn't look quite as sharp as he has sometimes we've seen him.
No, he doesn't, because when he's running, he'll take a play like that and slide and find a soft spot and pick up 4 or 5 yards. On that one, the right side of the Falcon offense allowed penetration. There was really no place for him to go.
4-yard loss. Kane comes out. Alfred Jackson checks in. Jackson comes out to the left. Francis and Jenkins to the right. And off with him, Andrews. And he roars. Not a draw play this time. No delay. He roars down inside the 30.
He was the only back in the backfield. He ran a little counter play there, and that right side did the job of blocking. Watch the right side there. They turn him out. They just give William Andrews enough to get in there, and he picks up a bunch and puts him in a 3rd and 3 situation.
Key blocked by the veteran center Jeff Van Note up front. Andrews 73 yards, 16 carries. Headed for another 1,000-yard year. 3rd down, 3 at the 30. Andrews. Kennard threw him back. Luckhurst and James come on. James the holder, Luckhurst the kicker.
We saw Jeff Van Note, number 57, standing there, and he was the man that didn't get Ken Kennard blocked. He didn't get any movement there in the middle.
Luckhurst from 46.5 yards out. Probably give him 47.
He's 3 for 6 in this area between 40 and 49 yards.
Going to be 4 for 7, it looks like. No. Wide to the right. He had the distance. Just a little off with his aim. And so the score remains 24-13 Atlanta with 4:43 left in the 3rd quarter.
Seems it's always been like this. The last car in the lot has been yours. And now all that hard work and all those long hours have paid off in recognition, in financial success, and in the way you reward yourself. Isn't it time you owned a Cadillac? After all, Who deserves one more than you?
RadioShack makes Christmas dreams come true. Perfect for your little fireman or policeman. Our fire helmet or road patrol helmet for only $7.99. And to make the dream complete, an exciting battery-powered safe police car or fire engine for only $6.99. Easily programmed for 6 driving maneuvers, including straight, zigzag, circle, or square. Clever gifts for your kids at affordable prices. Only at RadioShack, your Christmas electronics store.
Houston ball, 1st and 10 at the 29. Falcons leading 24-13. Sort of quiet at the moment. And a throw it away. Snake was under pressure. Had to run out of the pocket. Tim Smith was the Oiler closest.
You know, the tough thing about this one here, we'll see him come back. Now, he had 3 receivers to his left out here. See, he's looking there. Now, when he has to run to escape to this side, he only has 1 receiver. Wasn't open, so he just threw it away.
And that will make it 2nd and 10. For the quarterback with the highest completion average ever in the NFL over his career. Stabler Casper, the intended receiver. Blaine Geisen almost picked it off.
That was about as close as you can come to an interception without having it. And again, he doesn't look like on some of his passes that he's stepping with his right foot and his right, his lead foot, and he's not getting as much on the ball as he once did.
You think missing training camp might have affected him?
Oh, I'm sure it did. There's no way that you can miss training camp and be the same football player, but there's no one that realizes it as much as Ken Stabler does.
16 of 31, but not many yards. Rushes on again. Al Richardson takes down Stabler. And the Oilers will have to punt. Not much he could do about that.
Not much, unless he had a little talk with Earl Campbell. I think Earl Campbell was the man. We'll see it right here on the left of the screen. Richardson is coming from the outside. Now see Campbell set to block him. He gives him a little fake. He misses him. He says, "Look out, Snake!" Too late, Earl. You got to block him.
That's a good move by Richardson.
It was a good move. Earl Campbell wasn't ready for it.
Scott Warner back deep for Atlanta. Cliff Parsley will kick for Houston. Doesn't turn over like he'd like for it to. Warner will field it. And immediately, Carter Hartwig again is the first man down. 38-yard kick by Parsley. And the Falcons will take over with 3:50 left in the 3rd quarter. And they lead 24-13.
You know, as soon as you settle into the leather-trimmed bucket seat and shift into first, Cimarron is a new kind of Cadillac for a new kind of Cadillac owner with front-wheel drive, rack and pinion steering, and Cadillac's exclusively tuned touring suspension, plus the best mileage estimates in Cadillac history. Cimarron, now at all Cadillac dealers.
Best of all is my Cadillac.
Normally, when trees are grown and replanted, there's only a 50% survival rate. But with these trees, there's a 95% survival rate. Because these trees are grown underground in an environment that's ideal for plant growth. And an essential part of that environment are special Sylvania lights, which help the young trees thrive.
Gee.
No, GTE.
A stolen sports car, a beautiful co-ed, and some hired thugs give private investigators Rick and AJ all the trouble they can handle on Simon & Simon, Tuesday.
Wow. That's the story at the moment. Atlanta with an 11-point lead, 3:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Falcon first down at their own 44. Blitz will well-timed. Bartkowski gets out of Lynn Kane. Kane with a blocker in front, Junior Miller. Inside the 30. Mike Reinfeldt made the tackle. Bartkowski gets rid of the ball against the blitz about as quickly as anybody.
And successfully. And that's very important, you know, and this is how he's matured. To be able to see the different defenses. We see the linebackers coming. He knows it's a blitz. He knows he has man-to-man coverage. He sees Lynn Kane on Robert Brazil. He has a step, boom, he hits him, and then Kane gets the first down. He sees very well.
First at the 28 of Houston. Atlanta has been able to move pretty well. Here is Andrews. Speaking of moving pretty well. Slammed backwards after he got to the 25 by Darrell Hunt.
I'll tell you, there's a real good battle going on in there in the middle between Jeff Van Note and Ken Kennard. And a lot of the Falcons' success will be, watch him here in the middle. You see Van Note fire out on Kennard, get him turned to the outside, get him turned to the right because they want to run back to the left. If you can handle the nose tackle in a three-man line, you're always going to gain some yardage.
Kennard goes out now for a little rest. Mike Stensrud is coming out as the Oilers now go with a four-man front. Jesse Baker's in there as well. Pitch back to Andrews. And he hurls down inside the 25 to about the 23 before Andy Doris made the tackle. Andrews a little slow in getting up now.
You know, we've seen a lot of great backs. Look at this score. Oakland must have gotten a safety there.
24-5, third quarter.
But they all have that same move that we just saw William Andrews make. Walter Payton has it. Tony Dorsett has it. Wilbert Montgomery has it. Otis Anderson has it, where they take that long step to the side and then the next step up the field.
Got to have good knees to be able to do that. Third down. Bartkowski, I think, will have to throw it. Francis goes in motion to the right. He will throw. Throws a strike to Andrews, who fumbled. Rolling around in the end zone. It's an Atlanta touchdown as Alfred Jackson came up with it. Bartkowski really hummed that one.
Steve Bartkowski was just shaking his head. He said, we needed that one. William Andrews got open, and then he fumbled in the end zone. Now, what the officials are saying, see, in the last 2 minutes, if this were to happen, only William Andrews could recover it. But since it's not the last 2 minutes, Alfred Jackson can. Now, watch his shot. What a great throw it was. Andrews looks like he relaxed a little too much just before he was hit by Carter Hartwig, and there was Alfred Jackson to pick up the touchdown.
And what a recovery. Sliding on the ground, he just reached out as far as he could reach and came up with it. Luckhurst with James, the holder. Luckhurst hits. It's 31-13 now, Atlanta. Still another quarter to go. 1:23 left to play in the third quarter. Atlanta Falcons devastating in the air. They lead Houston 31-13.
Instead of moving down to get better mileage, maybe you should move up to Cadillac. A 1982 V8 diesel-powered Cadillac, a Fleetwood Brougham, or a DeVille, an Eldorado, or a Seville. You don't have to give up room and comfort like this to get good mileage. The V8 diesel-powered Cadillacs, whichever model you choose.
Posing for Olympus, professional model Cheryl Teagues. 5 amateur photographers behind the Olympus OM10 for the first time. OM10, the 35mm automatic that leaves nothing to chance, leaves you free to focus and shoot. And look, the actual pictures these 5 amateurs took. All 100 of them taken with the Olympus OM10.
They're incredible.
Well, you can't take a bad picture, Cheryl.
Neither can you with Olympus OM10.
31-13 Atlanta. They got 31 on Monday. They've got 31 today. 62 points in a week. Again, Luckhurst doesn't go too deep. This is Willie Tullis, however. Tullis dragged down at the 30. by Tony Dakin. The Atlanta scoring drive, quickly done. 56 yards in 4 plays. 2 minutes, 27 seconds. Don't forget, on CBS Sports Saturday next weekend, the WBA Lightweight Championship. Claude Noel against Arturo Frias from Las Vegas. Frias' record, by the way, according to Ring Magazine, is 22-1. That'll be next week on Sports Saturday. Tim Wilson and Earl Campbell. The 2 setbacks. Stabler outside Holston. They look alike. Bob Glazebrook made the tackle shy of a first down.
I think that last drive in Atlanta's touchdown was a great drive by Steve Bartkowski. I mean he was just perfect on that drive, and I think they needed that one to put this game away. And you know, they may be right now of those teams that are tied, and this man's going to be very important in this drive, but they may be the team that is the hottest and has the most momentum going.
But as we said before, they have a tough schedule ahead. At Tampa, Los Angeles, and Cincinnati. And here's Campbell hit down hard by Jeff Merle. Earl is really popped by Jeff Merle.
And then Jeff Merle really got popped by his teammates. They're saying, good play, Jeff. But, you know, I think we talked about Joel Williams, but when Joel Williams got hurt, this man got hurt too, Jeff Merrill, and they're the right side of that Falcon defense, and I think the problems they've had this year, I think, are caused a lot by missing those 2 guys playing side by side.
They're trying to go 7-6, and they'll have 1 more quarter in which to accomplish that. So it's Atlanta 31, Houston 13. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. As we said, Atlanta 31-13.
Gramp, I'm here to help you install your garage door opener.
I did it myself, son. It's a Stanley.
Hey, Dad, thanks for the garage door opener.
I'll show you how to put it up.
Oh, we did it this morning.
It's a Stanley. Harry. Oh, happy birthday, dear.
You did it yourself. It's a Stanley.
We want to help you do things right.
This Christmas, open the door for someone you love. Give a Stanley garage door opener.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. You know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than their regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer, who invite you to test drive the 1982 Ford cars and trucks. Atari. And by today's Army. Join the people who've joined the Army.
At the Astrodome in Houston. Atlanta 31, Houston 13. 1 more quarter to play. Houston has the football, 3rd and 5 at their own 35. Stabler's sidearm pass intended for Tim Wilson, knocked down at the last second by Buddy Curry. Gets his teammates congratulations.
I'll tell you, that linebacking group is very active, even though they don't have Joel Williams. But those 2 guys on the inside, Fulton Kuykendall and Buddy Curry, seem to be all over the field on both run and pass.
Scott Werner back deep. That's Cliff Parsley, of course, who is the Houston punter. His average today, 37-4, below his season average. Scott Werner back deep for Atlanta. Parsley doesn't quite get this one to turn over either. Warner signal for Bearcats, takes it. Falcons will operate from their own 30. We'll be back with more of the Houston-Atlanta game after we hear this word from your local station.
Monday, Private Benjamin's socialite parents try to get Judy booted out of camp. Then Nan's counseling session leaves Brentwood feeling under par on The Two of Us right after Private Benjamin.
This is CBS.
First and 10 from the 30 for Atlanta. Their first possession in the fourth quarter. Seattle now leading Oakland 24-11. It's Andrews. Andrews barrels out for about 5, stopped by Darrell Hunt. Andrews should be getting to the point where he can challenge 100 yards on the day.
Well, he had 76 going into that play. But look at this first down thing. This really tells a story. Atlanta has averaged over 10 yards per play on first down. Houston only 2.4, and that's where Houston's having their trouble, those long yardage situations. Maybe Gifford Nielsen's getting ready to come in.
Andrews got 5, so he's now got 81 for the day. Kowski across the middle of Kane. He'll have a first down. Bartkowski's had a phenomenal day. Greg Bingham tackles Lynn Kane. Bartkowski's got the size. He now has the confidence. He's always had the ability, and he can get it done.
He looks as good today as I've ever seen him. He's doing it all. He's throwing against the blitz. He's hitting his backs. He's hitting his tight end. He's throwing deep to his wide receivers. He's doing everything today that a great quarterback does.
He has completed 10 in a row. That's how well he's doing. He had a hot hand on Monday night, too. He gives to Andrews. And Williams doesn't get knocked back very much, does he? Darrell Hunt made the stop.
And I'll tell you, this is a type of situation where guys like William Andrews will gain a lot of yards. I'm sure he'll go over 100 yards today because they're wearing the Houston Oilers defense down. The defense is starting to get a little tired. They're a half a step slow. And when you get a half a step slow on a guy like this, he's going to get a lot of yards on you.
Francis out to the left. Jenkins to the right. Second and 6. They got back. Here's Kane this time. And Kane lowers his shoulder and nudges it out to midfield. It'll be a third down, about 2 for Atlanta.
What a combination of running backs these guys are. You know, they're really unselfish people. They both run well. They both block well for each other. They both catch the pass. When they do catch a pass, they can still run with it. That's a great combination.
Can't keel neither one of them, that's for sure.
No, and then you add Junior Miller as the tight end, and you add Alfred Jenkins and Wallace Francis and Alfred Jackson. They really have a lot of weapons on offense.
And they have a man who can get it to those people. Bartkowski back to Kane. Kane has the first down and more. Cuts back to about the 43. Art Stringer, number 56 for Houston, made the tackle. Pat Howell, the offensive left guard, got the good block in front.
The other good block was done by James Mayberry, who was in there on that play for William Andrews.
Andrews is back now. They were operating with their 2 tight end offense. Miller, the tight end, on the left. First and 10, 42-yard line. Kowski going for some more. Going deep for more. Almost a touchdown as Jenkins made the adjustment. J.C. Wilson back there with him.
Steve Bartkowski is smiling on that one. It was a great adjustment by Jenkins. It really was. You know, the other thing that these guys do well, these running backs, is they catch a ball and they also block well on pass protection, which is very important for a back. Now watch Lynn Kane here, number 21. No, excuse me, that's Andrews out there. You see they fake to him, and then he has to pick up the linebacker and drive him to the outside.
Bartkowski has completed 18 out of 23 passes for 372 yards.
Good day's work,
I'll say. Andrews to the outside, and again picks up about 5 yards just by lowering his shoulder and turning squarely upfield. Brazil made the stop.
That's over there behind Dave Scott and Mike Ken. See, it's a little draw or delay. You see Ken, he's trying to turn his guy to the outside. He can't do it. So Andrews just brings in, holds him a little, and then makes that jump out to the left.
5 yards to the 37-yard line of Houston. Miller comes out. Wallace Francis goes in. And Francis and Jackson split wide to the right. Jenkins over on the left side. Dangerous people. Bartkowski will throw on third, and it hit somebody in the head. Jackson back there with J.C. Wilson, and it bounced off.
It looked like it hit Jackson, didn't it?
I think so.
I tell you, Bartkowski is really hot today because Jackson is double teamed there. They have him inside out. Now watch this pass. He gets good pass protection so he can step up, get everything he wants on the ball. Now watch, there's an inside-outside on Jackson. Goes right through it. Did hit Jackson right in the head.
Right in the face mask.
He looked it right into his face mask.
You're supposed to concentrate.
Bartkowski is really putting the ball where he wants to today.
Luckhurst will not get this one there. 31-13, the score shall remain. 10-20 left on this Astrodome scoreboard. This building is not nearly as impressive as the Superdome, but it's still something to see.
Dear Atari Anonymous, ever since my husband Luno returned from Earth with Asteroids, the new Atari home video game, he and the rest of the family do nothing but play Asteroids. Luno says Asteroids is good practice for his interplanetary life. Tell me, dear Atari Anonymous, with everybody hooked on Asteroids, what on earth is a poor Martian mother to do?
New Atari Asteroids, now available for your home.
Prepare yourself for a little shock. This year, many traditional full-size cars are no longer full-size cars. This one is Marquis from Lincoln Mercury. Marquis gives you all the comfort you need, plus the kind of smooth ride that makes driving a pleasure. Marquis from Lincoln Mercury. Can you see yourself riding in anything less?
Gifford Nielsen has replaced Ken Stabler. He was hurt in the preseason, hit by Leroy Selman of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a separated shoulder. There's Kenny Stabler. Had a tough day. Nielsen fakes to Campbell, throws outside, intended for Casper, over his head. Got to be a little rusty. It took him a lot longer to get well than they thought he might.
Well, you know, going into the season, Gifford Nielsen was going to be the starter for this team. We remember Kenny Stabler had retired. Eddie Biles, the coach, said, that's fine because this is my man, Gifford Nielsen. Then he had the injury in preseason, and then after that, Kenny Stabler came out of retirement, came back and has been the starter since, and that was Nielsen's first pass.
That's Stabler's day, 17 out of 33, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Casper has the first. Houston first down. Right now for an update, let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, the Giants are on the end of a 76-yard march against San Francisco. Former Oiler Rob Carpenter is stopped, spins off, goes in. Pat, our Giants are back in it. Back to you now in Houston.
All right, Brent. Atlanta is in control of things here. 31-13.
What's this our Giants?
Now they're ours because they're closer.
Yours, his, mine, ours.
Gifford Nielsen steps up. Goes deep. The ball slipped out of the hand. Pridemore was back there with Kenny Johnson. The ball slipped out of Nielsen's hand.
It did, and it looked like at the end that Ken Burrow got tripped up at the end. Let's see if we can see the start of the pass. We're watching Kenny Burrow here. He's running a post pattern. He has a step there on Johnson, right between Pridemore. The ball is over his head and to the outside, and right there, Pridemore trips up Kenny Burrow.
He really had no chance to make the catch. And there was no flag. So it's second down, 10. The Oilers at their own 49. They need some points, and they need them rather quickly. Nielsen back to throw. Good protection this time. Throws outside. Holston has it. First down. Bobby Butler on the coverage for the Falcons, their first-round draft choice.
You know, this is a very important test for Gifford Nielsen. Eddie Biles was saying yesterday that he has to get him in the game and let him play to see how he can play. He said he's a great quarterback with the other things. He knows how to study. He's a good leader. He's this and he's that. But he said, I got to see him play. I don't know if he can play yet.
On first down from the 36-yard line of Atlanta, Gifford Nielsen. Burrow, Kenny Johnson must have seen something. They were going to throw that quick hitch out to Burrow. Johnson came right up on the line of scrimmage and stayed with Burrow.
He did. It was going to be a double zone. He came up and he just stayed with him. It was going to be a screen out to that side. Here's Dave Casper. It looks like he may have something bothering. You see, he has an ice pack under his left leg. It looks like his hamstring. He probably stretched or pulled that left hamstring a little. Maybe a lot.
Going to stretch it out now. Second down, 10 from the Atlanta 36. 8:40 left to play. Here's Nielsen. Under a blitz this time. He gets away from one. He throws down the sideline. Intended for Mike Barber, who couldn't quite get there.
You know, this is a tough time for a young quarterback to come in and have a test when the score is 31-13. It's a fourth quarter. The defense knows you have to pass. They just cover and rush. And I hope this isn't the meaningful test that Ed Biles is talking about giving Gifford Nielsen.
You know, talked about the other attributes that he has. He certainly has the size to go along with it. 6'4", 210. Four-year man from Brigham Young. Well, they put out some quarterbacks, don't they?
They sure do. Mark Wilson is starting at Oakland, and that McMahon who's playing there now is supposed to be something special.
They're talking about Heisman Trophy for him. The Atlanta rush can't get to Nielsen. Almost picked off. Blaine Geisen got the hand on it, knocked it away from the intended receiver. Tom Pridemore had somewhat of a shot. Morris Towns, the offensive right tackle for Houston, is down.
Doesn't it seem that more players get injured when their team is behind, way behind, than it ever does when they're way ahead?
No question about it. Over the years, that's always been true. 31-13 Atlanta.
PCA, this is Army 212, 7 miles northwest, low fuel, heavy weather.
Army 212 radar contact, turn right heading 150.
With a fog-bound helicopter hanging on your every word, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman, only that you're good.
Slowly.
Roger.
Overlanding threshold.
Be all that you can be.
Thanks for your help.
Roger.
JCPenney answers the question, how do you copy a classic? Take the same fit, comfort, quality, looks, and Orlan acrylic as the well-known sweater, give it a clever name, the Fox. Then put it on sale just in time for Christmas. The Fox sweater, only $17.99 to $19.99, and only at JCPenney. See you later, alligator.
Next Saturday, get into the spirit as the Kentucky Wildcats set their sights on the national title and challenge the Ohio State Buckeyes in NCAA basketball here on CBS Sports.
That's Dave Casper over behind the Houston bench. By the way, if you missed that score a minute ago, 14-10 49ers over the Giants with just about 10 minutes left to play.
Of course,
game that's of great interest to the Atlanta fans as well.
They're one of the teams that are tied with the Falcons for a possibility at that 5th wild card position.
Gifford Nielsen hits the pass. He hits Mike Holston, and that'll be enough for a first down. Bob Blazebrook made the tackle. It wasn't very pretty, but it got the job done.
It wasn't very pretty, and how Kenny Johnson missed that, I don't know. We'll see it again, though, but he was right there. Now watch him. He's the right corner on that side. We see Holston come down. Now watch Johnson. He sees the ball in the air. He comes flying in there for the interception. I got it. He missed it with his right hand, and Holston caught it. As close as you can get.
Just about. Holston out to the right side this time. On first down, the handoff by Nielsen is to Earl Campbell. Get in, the fumble. Touchdown. He broke the plane. They call it a touchdown. Earl Campbell rolls into the end zone.
You talk about a running back. You hear that horse noise in there, but you talk about a running back smelling the end zone. Earl Campbell smelled the end zone on that play. He wasn't going to be denied. Now, of course, the rule is once the football breaks the plane, it's a touchdown.
Earl Campbell deserves a rest. Tony Frisch will kick out of the hold of Gifford Nielsen.
Let's look at Earl Campbell's run. We see him here from the I formation. This is the formation that he runs the best from. Starts to the right, he cuts back, and now he sees that end zone. He makes a little move there. He's not going to be denied. Now the ball right there has to cross the plane. We'll see it here. Let's see if it does. Once it breaks the plane, it's a touchdown.
Ken Johnson is the man who hits him right at the goal line.
Toyota asked to compare their new long bed sport truck to our Jaguar XJ6. And we laughed.
Granted, the Toyota truck is well appointed. I say, 4-speed automatic overdrive. Handles most nimbly. Still, we laughed. Until Toyota told us we both had to carry a piano.
Oh, what a feeling. Feels like a car, works like a truck.
Toyota.
Brother Don, if we had another 200 pounds of wax, how many more candles?
13,003 annually.
And if we cleared another acre for our grapevines, how much more wine do you think?
633 bottles.
A simply amazing machine.
It's a Xerox personal computer.
How much did it cost? Another miracle.
The Xerox 820 personal computer.
Here's Earl Campbell's touchdown.
Now watch this again. The ball has to break the plane. I think the proof will be there because watch the ball in his right hand and watch the chalk fly. You see it right there as he goes down. Watch him put the ball. The ball breaks the plane. All it has to do is touch that white line. You see it touch? You saw the chalk right there. Geez, what a shot that was. That is a touchdown.
Terrific. Tony Frisch to kick off. Tries to lob it over the head of the front lineman. Oh, that was Mayberry. He returned the kick. There was Mayberry.
What type of kick was that?
It was Austrian.
An Austrian blooper. Yeah. He tried to bloop it over the front line and between the second line.
Houston Oilers scoring drive, directed this time by Gifford Nielsen. He took him 63 yards in 9 plays with 2 minutes and 43 seconds expiring on the clock. Earl Campbell scored the touchdown, an 18-yard run. Bartkowski still the quarterback. 31-20 the score. Plenty of time left. Andrews. Eldon Buffet made the stop.
I know what the Falcons are thinking now. You see, the Oilers need 2 scores in order to tie or to win, and the most important thing to the Falcons right now is to get some first downs and run that time down, and it's 7:07 right now.
And counting. Bartkowski has it 2nd and 7 at the 38. Here's Junior Miller coming in motion at you, and Bartkowski will throw if he has time, and he doesn't. Mike Stensrud is the first man there, helped out by Darryl Skogstad. That makes it a little tougher.
Tell you one thing, the Falcons can't start their celebration yet. Their defense looked a little soft the last time that the Oilers had the ball, and this football game isn't over, and that's what Lehman Bennett knows right now. He's saying, we have to get some blocking here, man.
Second sack by Houston. Here they come.
Watch it, it was a stunt, and they went for the outside guy, and no one blocked Skogstad as he came right up the middle.
It'll be 3rd and 16 from the 29-yard line. Bartkowski, not shy about throwing, sets up. Just off the screen to Lynn Kane. He almost made the one-handed catch. Nothing would have been there anyway. And the Falcons, John James, will have to punt.
And this momentum is changing here. You know, that was close to an interception. Kennard came off, and he darn near had that ball.
Carl Roaches back deep for Houston, and he can really fly. James gets off a dandy. Roaches goes all the way back to his own 27-yard line, gets away from one, and can't shake the second man down, Blaine Geisen. 44-yard punt in a clutch situation by John James. A little scuffle develops on the far side of the field. And so the Oilers will take over, led now by Gifford Nielsen with 5:59 left to play, trailing by 11 points.
You know, baseball's the same in Japan as it is in America. You play 9 innings. 3 strikes and you're out. And after the game, there's nothing like a beer. And when Numa's in town, I treat him to light beer from Miller because it tastes great. Yeah, I know it's less filling, but we drink it because it tastes great. Listen, Numa, it tastes great. All right, it's less filling.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer. And
Hi, Hal. Hi, Mr. Mudfatton.
You know, I've got a big family in real life, too. So we need room when we drive. Well, our new Olds Delta 88 is one family car, but didn't forget the family. And this one's a diesel, so it has the same kind of mileage as many smaller cars. Now, that's practical. Our new Olds Delta 88. In today's practical world, there's still room to do it with style.
Start your football day with a complete look at all the sports news, college and pro highlights. It's America's most watched pregame show. Sundays, it's the NFL Today.
At Candlestick Park, it is now San Francisco 17, New York 10. Ray Warshing has just kicked a field goal to increase the 49ers margin. Here, it's 31-20, Atlanta over Houston. Nielsen drops to throw. Good protection. Nielsen lobs to Carter. this one's not over. Kenny Johnson made the stop.
It's been a long time since Gifford Nielsen has played, but we remember that playoff game against the San Diego Chargers, and he was the starting quarterback and won that one. Look at this throw. It's a layer pass. Now watch, it's right between the first layer and the second layer. You see it's over Al Richardson and in front of Kenny Johnson. Perfect place that it had to be.
31 yards on that pass completion. A first down in Atlanta territory. 5:16 left to play now. Line of scrimmage, the 42. Draw play, Earl Campbell. Campbell barrels down for 11 yards. Stopped by Buddy Curry. Campbell now 85 yards and 17 carries.
Earl looks like he's looking for something out there. You know, it's funny how you make a change in quarterbacks, and sometimes it just picks up the whole team. It really has nothing to do with the other quarterback, but it's like everyone says, well, we're starting all over again. Let's start from scratch.
Oilers get a break here. Campbell was close enough to a first down for measurement, and with that, they stop the clock. 5:01 left to play. The line of scrimmage, the 32. Oilers now starting to move.
And the clock is starting to move.
Yeah, quickly. A lot of people have departed the Astrodome already. It might be so. Nielsen quickly. Looked to Burrow. Almost picked off by Buddy Curry, who knocked it down.
I'll tell you, had Buddy Curry not hit that one, no, Burrow was open and running through the secondary. That could have been awfully close to being a score. That was a great play by Buddy Curry.
He made a great one on Monday night to lock up that contest for the Falcons. Returned it 35 yards for a touchdown. They won by 1. Nielsen fakes to Campbell. Has protection. Holtzman is knocked down at the 10-yard line. Another first down for the Oilers. And they are coming on. At the 11, they mark it.
Look at Gifford Nielsen in there. He really looks calm. Mike Barber is excited on that. And again, as we watch this pass again, from the I formation, little play fake to Earl Campbell. Holds the linebackers a little. You see Kuykendall come up, and he's able to hit it between the linebackers and again in front of the secondary. But the thing that held the linebackers was the play fake.
Again, they're out quickly with the clock running. Now just over 4 minutes left to play. Nielsen sets them down, and here they go. Somebody moved, I think, but they did not call a penalty. Jeff Yates in to stop Earl Campbell, and Campbell just sits there.
You know, as we look at this score, Pat, being 31-20, an 11-point difference, we realize, excuse me, how big that missed extra point was, a block.
That was after the first touchdown by Houston, when Earl Jones blocked Tony Frisch's extra point attempt. Clock still running, 3:20 left to play. Nielsen now sets his offensive line down again, takes the snap, throws. Oh, he had Burrow. Burrow is just starting to pull away.
Kenny Burroughs complaining that he was held or interfered with, and there is a flag on the play. Kenny Burrow called that one for us, Pat.
That'll give him a first down. Inside the 10, it appears, at about the 8-yard line.
That was,
excuse me, John.
Excuse me, that was Bobby Butler in there, number 23, who was arguing with the officials, so the penalty was probably on him.
Holding, number 37 defense, first down.
37 is the right cornerback, Kenny Johnson.
Butler was arguing for Johnson now.
First and goal. The ball may be just outside the 10. I'm not sure they can make a first down without scoring. Fake to Campbell. Outside to Adger Armstrong. And Adger struggles down to the 5 before Don Smith takes him down.
Now, we were talking about that missed extra point. Now, instead of needing a field goal and a touchdown, the Oilers need 2 touchdowns. So they have to get a touchdown on this drive, get the ball back, and then get another touchdown because of the extra point being blocked.
It is 2nd and goal. They've got to score. They can't make a first down and buy some time with that. 2nd and goal at the 5. Clock running. Here's Campbell. Oh, no place to go. Down to about the 3. The Oilers have all of their timeouts. They're going to have to take one pretty soon.
I would think so because, again, they have to think in terms of scoring 2 touchdowns, not just 1. You can't waste all your time trying to score 1 touchdown. That does you no good. They're taking a timeout now.
They wasted a lot of precious seconds by not calling this a little sooner. They were trying, I guess, John, to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning, but they couldn't get that done either.
Well, you know, half of their team was in the huddle and ready to go, and the other half looked like they were wandering back to the huddle, and they were trying to speed them up, but they didn't get the signal.
Tonight on CBS starts off with 60 Minutes. Then it's Archie Bunker's Place, followed by One Day at a Time, Alice, the Jeffersons, and Trapper John M.D. A great lineup all tonight right here on CBS. You ever seen the Sunday night lineup on CBS?
I love that Sunday night. You know, I always told you that Alice is one of my favorite shows. You know, Mel, he used to be a linebacker.
It shows. 3rd and 4 at the 4. 3rd and goal at the 4, or more correctly. Clock stopped by that timeout. Gifford Nielsen came in and looked very, very good. And replacing Kenny Stabler. How about this one? That was 24-3 at one time. Then 24-5. And now Oakland has taken the lead in the 4th quarter, 25-24. You still a Raider fan?
Oh, yeah. They know how to come back.
But you taught them. 3rd down. Nielsen outside quickly, submarine. Barber struggling. He might have gotten a yard out of that. Trying to break loose, and down to tackle him was Bobby Butler. Not very big, but as you could tell by that, strong.
And that was a big, big tackle because now that gets us to the 2-minute warning. And Houston had a wasted timeout and didn't score.
And remember, the Atlanta lead is 11. A field goal and a touch won't do it. With John Madden, Pat Summerall at the Astrodome in Houston, where the Oilers are making a move. The Falcons lead 31-20. 2 minutes left to play. But the Oilers have it 4th and goal from the 3. Nielsen asking for quiet.
He wasn't throwing the ball to him. He was throwing it to Kenny Burrow, who was coming across behind him. Adger Armstrong jumped up and got the touchdown.
A one-handed grab by Adger Armstrong. And this one is back in perspective, at least.
Watch this. He knew on 4th down he couldn't take a sack. He goes back. He's looking into the end zone. He tries to throw. There's no one open. He starts to run. He can't. Now watch. He's throwing to Kenny Burrow. Adger Armstrong jumps right up in front of him and catches it with one hand.
Great catch by Armstrong. And here is Tony Frisch to try the extra point with Gifford Nielsen holding. Frisch hits it. And the score now goes to 31-27. Tony Frisch puts him 1 point closer. Adger Armstrong's first NFL touchdown.
Look at that difference now. Instead of being a 3-point difference, it's a 4-point difference. When that extra point was